Established as an incorporated administrative agency under the Act of the Incorporated Administrative Agency, Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, contributes to the promotion of international cooperation as well as the sound development of Japanese and global economy by supporting the socio-economic development, recovery, and economic stability of developing regions. In Nigeria, the Japan International Cooperation Agency intervention is visibly in two components: designing and facilitating implementation of grants aid projects funded by the government of Japan, capacity development for improving quality of mathematics and science education at primary education level in Nigeria. JICA also supports Nigeria on realizing human security and achieving the Millennium Development Goals and providing basic infrastructure for sustainable economic growth that is balanced. My guest is a female from Japan. She is Ms. Makiko Okumura. Makiko Okumura is the chief representative of the Japan International Cooperation Agency in Nigeria. The program focuses today on JICA. What interventions are they doing in Nigeria and what hope for Africa just after this time out? Stay with us. Welcome to Diplomatic Ties.
And we're doing our best to make it as convenient and easy as possible for prospective students.
What we can do is just support the efforts of West African countries to integrate, to organize a better regional, political and economic integration.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Diplomatic Ties, building friendship and enhancing oneness among nations. Watch Diplomatic Ties on NTA International.
Once again, thanks for joining me on Diplomatic Ties.
Thank you very much.
How has it been working in Nigeria?
I have been working in Nigeria for 3.5 years, but I was as a senior representative. But from the March this year, I have been appointed as chief representative.
So 3 years has transformed into a Nigerian, because you look good on this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope when you go back to Japan, this is how you look, not on sketch suits.
Maybe I can wear this as an event to introduce Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Now, I've given a small snippet information about what you do in Nigeria, though that information is slightly old. Where are we now with JICA projects in Nigeria?
So as you have introduced, actually we at JICA have started cooperation since 1960s. So it's already the half century we have worked in Nigeria. But since 2000, the first in 20 years we have focused on the basic human needs. So we have cooperated with the 10 states government in water sector development, in rural water project. So we have provided the drilling equipment to the state government, so that the state government can continue giving the services to the rural areas by themselves. And another one was the construction of the classrooms in primary schools. So we developed the 1,000 classrooms in 5 states, and so far up to 2016. But currently, we shifted our cooperation to a little bit more economic development side.
Focused on water. Where are we now with projects in Nigeria?
Yes, since 2015 to 2018, last year, we have cooperated with the FCT Water Board to develop their capacity to have the revenue from the water, and then to have the more appropriate the services to the people. and based on the collaboration with FCT Water Board, and also we have cooperated with the AEPB, Abuja Environment Protection Board too, and in waste management. So now we are discussing with the FCDA, the Federal Capital Development Authority, whether we can upgrade the Abuja Master Plan, which had been developed in 1979, which is 40 years ago.
What do you intend to incorporate in it?
Well, yes, in 1979, that was 40 years ago, the Abuja Master Plan had been developed to develop the capital city of Abuja. But after these 40 years, the situation in Abuja changed compared to the 40 years ago. Especially yes, of course, the Abuja had been developed based on the master plan, but at the same time, there was the settlement called the satellite town, in outskirts of Abuja. Okay. So that one also should be addressed in the upgraded the master plan. Okay. Yeah, but we are still discussing with the FCDA. Yes.
Which states are you working with outside Abuja?
Maybe let me talk about the agriculture field. Yep. Yes, we used to have one technical cooperation project, in collaboration with Niger and Nasarawa states, the two states outside Abuja. A project for the rice post-harvest processing. So based on that, during that project, the improved powering technology has been developed. So which is it is very simple technology, but it improved the powered income by 20%, introducing this technology. So we have collaborated with other donor agencies and also the other state, the ADPs, Agricultural Development Program, to disseminate this technology to the other states.
Are you intervening anywhere in mitigating climate change in Nigeria?
Regarding climate change, actually we have not only Nigeria, but for whole Africa, we have an initiative for the climate change, and then for that the initiative, the Federal Ministry of Environment of Nigeria, have launched. They had a workshop to discuss the climate change issue in Nigeria too.
I notice you always have a lot of meetings, collaborations, MOUs at the Ministry of National Planning, Budget and National Planning. Mm-hmm. Where are we with all these plans? Are they still at the documentation level?
Well, the Ministry of Budget and National Planning is a counterpart agency. Actually, they are the counterpart agencies of the whole donor agencies, which is in charge of the technical cooperation and grants. So we discussed with the ministry extensively often how the priority areas of intervention, not only the signing documents.
Okay, if you take a look at what Jica has done in Nigeria, is huge. Do you follow up in terms of monitoring and evaluation? For instance, there was a huge clean energy project in collaboration in support of the Abuja Water Board through the Ministry of Water Resources. Is that project still functioning, or is it dead?
Thank you. Yes, it's of course functioning still, and that project has been commissioned 2 years ago, and it's working well. And actually, as for the monitoring and evaluation, during the project implementation, of course, we have the monitoring periodically, but after the commissioning of the project, the 3 years after the commissioning, we have the ex post evaluation. So all the individual projects will be evaluated 3 years later.
You have a lot in terms of endowments and culture. Japan, do you think that was doing it in the area of culture with Nigeria? And also media. Do you collaborate with the media?
About the collaboration with media, yes, for our the public relationships, it's important to work with media. So we have the one or two the capacity development program for media too.
Really? In terms of, I'm talking about in terms of exchange programs. For instance, we have content from Nigeria going to Japan and content from Japan coming to Nigeria. Do you think towards that?
Well, but actually the culture and media relationship is the mainly the role of the Embassy of Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's look at issues of migration. Do you see that a challenge in Nigeria?
Well, it may be, but we don't have much the program in migration.
But you know it's a problem. It's a problem in Africa, right? So do you think towards that direction anytime soon?
Well, compared to other countries, the Japan, yes. Well, it's a bit difficult question for me, but the largest population of African in Japan is from Nigeria.
Really?
I don't say that we don't have any issues of migration in Japan, but compared to other countries, maybe the issue is relatively small. So because we have limited resources, so we want to focus on other issues like yeah, apart from the power sector.
Okay, let's go
yeah.
to health.
Yes.
Where are we with health in your interventions?
Yes, in health sector, up to this year, we have cooperated with the Lagos State government for the maternal and child health. We see the Nigeria is the second worst country in maternal and child health. So we collaborated with the Lagos State government so that they can lead to the community in the remote area in Lagos. Yeah, so that is one. And another one is about the polio eradication project.
Polio?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But we are using the soft loan scheme. So we have financed the Nigerian government to procure the polio vaccine of around $18 million. So for the campaign for 2 years. But this is with collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So the government of Nigeria has reached to has achieved the set the target. So the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will repay the loan on behalf of the federal government.
Okay.
And then up to now, since 2016, there is no the wild polio virus case. So we are very honored to contribute to this eradication of polio in the future.
So let's go back to my former question. You've been 3 years here.
Yes.
You've met some ongoing projects, maybe some completed, and you may have started new ones. How far, how well with them?
Yes. So in these 3 years, we have completed some projects like the solar project in Abuja, and also in power sector the one project with the Transmission Corporation of Nigeria, TCN, has been commissioned last year to stabilize the network of Abuja and Nasarawa State. So that is the completed project. And also we have completed the two technical cooperation projects in water sector and then waste management in Abuja. And then from now on, apart from the collaboration with NCDC, we'd like to put more focus on the innovation and technology. And actually, this technology and innovation, it would be the focus of the 7th decade, the Tokyo International Conference on African Development.
Okay. That takes me to the Tokyo International Conference on Africa, the last one held in 2016, right, in Nairobi,
Yeah.
Kenya. What was the focus of that one?
Well, the last one, was in 2016 in Nairobi. That was the first ever the TICAD which had been held in Africa, and then there was a Nairobi Declaration from that conference, and then there are 3 pillars, and actually these 3 pillars are in line with the well, actually, our cooperation in Nigeria is in line with the 3 pillars
That one
of
was
the TICAD.
TICAD 6,
TICAD
right?
6, yes.
So after TICAD 6, will you say the policies and projects you implemented are very much in line with, in sync with that?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What were the core areas?
yeah. So the first pillar is the towards the economic development, and this includes the infrastructure development at the core of the economic development.
Okay.
And the second pillar is the health, the robust health systems. So our cooperation pillar in Nigeria also the second pillar is health,
Yes.
and the third pillar is for the peace and stability.
Okay.
And actually, the Embassy of Japan is in charge of the peace and stability section in Nigeria.
Okay. So let's look at TICAD 7 coming up 28th to 30th of August 2019 at Pacifico, Yokohama, Japan, right? So
Yes.
what can you give us a picture of how it will look like?
Well,
And what will be the focus?
the conference itself it's organized by the government of Japan and African Union, and then as I mentioned, the one of the focus of the TICAD 7 would be the human capital and technology and innovation. So the next 3 years, I hope the innovation and technology would be our focus. But at the same time, at Jica, we will do the side event, at the back-to-back of the conference, and then as a part of the side events, we have the side events titled the Sustainable Cities.
Okay.
Yes, and then this includes
Sustainable cities.
Sustainable cities.
Okay.
So this includes the development of the mega cities, but at the same time, as we are focusing on the upgrading the Abuja Master Plan,
Okay.
so we are inviting the FCDA to participate in the side event.
Okay. How many states have you visited in Nigeria since you came?
Well, yes, and of course Lagos, and then the Oyo State, Ogun State, and Nasarawa State.
Only 4 states?
Only 4 states,
I thought
unfortunately.
I
Yes.
thought you'd be telling me you've done almost like 30 states already.
Yeah, I hope to visit the more states, but we have a kind of security the limitation, so we are not able to visit northern states. But I was very happy to visit Nasarawa State and to see at least the rural area of Nasarawa State. And then in Nasarawa State, actually, we are collaborating with them in agriculture, and then the project called SHIP. This is the smallholder. The horticulture empowerment program, and then this was this initiative is developed in Kenya 10 years ago, and then this one is focusing on horticulture, but this is the kind of the agriculture extension strategy, but to transform the farmers' mindset from grow and sell to grow to sell. So this method starts from the market survey by farmers themselves. So the farmers would see the market, and then at which price the product is sold, and then based on that they would decide by themselves what to grow. So this is this is good for the farmers to for them to decide by themselves. So which means they will continue to do it by themselves. So we have cooperated with Nasarawa State and then the FCT ADP for this. And then from next year, we want to expand this project to other states in Nigeria, to 20 states of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development.
Do you have any intervention on education? Maybe you have scholarship Nigerians going to study in Japan?
Yes, about that scholarship. Actually, in TICAD 5. The fifth conference on the TICAD, the Prime Minister, the Shinzo Abe, launched an initiative called the Abe Initiative, which is African Business Education for Youth program. So through that program, from all over Africa, the youth will be selected and study in Japan for 2 years to 3 years, including the internship in the Japanese companies, so that there can be a bridge between Japan and Africa. Okay. And so far, from Nigeria, 65 Nigerians have benefited from this program.
Okay. Are they still there, or is completed already?
Yes, it's still ongoing. Yeah.
Well, I can't allow you go without asking you, what's your impression about the democracy in Nigeria?
Well, we don't do how can I say so much program in
just your impression, your personal impression.
Oh, impression.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 years in Nigeria is not a joke. So by now you would have had an idea of what the governance process is. So what's your impression about democracy in Nigeria?
Yes, I am not sure how was it in 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but I believe that Nigeria is a democratic country, and because the people can express their the feeling, express their the willingness, and so on the opinion. Yeah, so and from that viewpoint, the Nigeria is a democratic country, I believe.
Sometime, someday, your tenure will end in Nigeria as the chief representative of Jica. What impressions will you go with about Nigeria? Given the fact that you came with an impression, now you're here. When you're leaving, what impressions will you have?
Well, I have really the impression of the Nigeria as a very diverse country. And so far, yes, of course, we have faced some difficulties to do our program and so on. But still, I have an impression that the Nigeria has the power of people, and I was really amazed by the people's power. They have a capacity to think by themselves, and they have the capacity to do their job if they will have empowerment to do so. I have heard from one of the Japanese company. That they have the factory in Nigeria, and then they gave the Nigerian staff the 10 rules to organize the factory, and then the Nigerian staff themselves could organize the factory in accordance with the 10 rules only.
Sure.
And then that can never happen in any other country. That's what he said. Okay. So I'm really amazed by that story, and also I feel the same. The Nigeria have the people's power.
So what's your impression too about gender balance in the public governance process?
Well, yes.
Female, male.
Well, when I visited the rural area of the FCT and also rural area of the Nasarawa State, yes, unfortunately the male and female are not have not same the position in the village. Okay. But at the same time, after we implemented some program, including the female, and then little by little, the women, they come to be engaged in the decision of the male. So I think it can be changed.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
For having you on Diplomatic Ties.
Yeah, my
I believe
pleasure.
you found it very
Thank you
useful,
very
right?
much. It was, yes.
Okay,
thank you so much.
That's it on the program. We looked at Japan International Cooperation Agency's intervention in Nigeria. We went to the whole hawk, but ultimately, the good news is that at TICAT 7, which we hold in Japan sometime this month, there's also intervention that will also come to Nigeria, and one of it is the upgrading of the Abuja Master Plan. It was not having you on the program. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.